Standing up to my workplace. Bully led to unforeseen consequences. Let me start by saying this. I did plan to get revenge, but the aftermath of what happened ended up going way further than I ever imagined. I never thought standing up for myself would end like this. I work for a large tech company in the UK doing software support. Our team is international, around 30 people scattered around the world. I've been here for about 10 years, and for the most part, I love my job, except for one person. Let's call him Shane. When I started, I already had around 7 years of industry experience, so I wasn't new to the work, just new to the company. Everyone on the team was welcoming and helpful. Everyone except Shane. Shane was the team guru, the old-timer. The guy who had been with the company nearly 40 years and knew every nook and cranny of the legacy systems. He was 5 years away from retirement and treated his position like a throne. At first, I respected him. He was knowledgeable, and people often said, "If you're really stuck, ask Shane." I learned a lot from watching him work. But over time, I became close with another teammate, Mel, who was about Shane's age and, in my opinion, just as sharp. One day, Mel and I were chatting casually, and she mentioned meeting Shane years ago at a tech conference. She told me he had serious health issues related to his weight, around 450 pounds, and that he was often on oxygen at home. His plan was to coast until retirement to secure his medical insurance. Fair enough, I thought. I didn't think much of it after that. Then the company started moving in a new direction. We began supporting a brand new suite of software products, stuff that no one, not even Shane, had experience with. It was the perfect chance for everyone to start from zero. I dove into the training head first. I stayed up late studying documentation, building mock systems, learning everything I could. And soon enough, I became the go-to guy for the new tools. Shane? He didn't even bother. He clung to the old legacy systems and scoffed at the new stuff. But as time went on, it became clear to everyone that the company was shifting, and his once unquestioned authority was fading fast. That's when the passive-aggressive comments started. If I was late to a meeting because of a customer call, he'd interrupt with, "Oh, look, Ordos Deluxe has finally decided to join us." Emails I sent that included him and our boss, he'd reply with irrelevant nonsense just to make me look bad. It was constant, petty, and exhausting. Eventually, Mel called me up and asked if I'd done something to upset him. I hadn't. I told her I thought he just didn't like seeing someone else becoming the expert he used to be. She agreed to keep an ear out. A couple years later, the tension finally boiled over. We had a major outage, one that could cost the company millions in penalties if it wasn't fixed fast. Our manager split us into teams to troubleshoot, and unlucky me, I got paired with Shane. From the start, it was clear he had no idea what he was doing. He didn't understand the new system at all. I had to walk him through even the most basic steps. Eventually, I just shared my screen and showed him exactly where the problem was, a faulty patch we had just deployed, and then he disconnected from the call. I figured Skype glitched, so I went on with my work. A few minutes later, I joined the main incident call to give an update and got ripped apart by the incident manager. Apparently, Shane had rejoined before me and told everyone that I had caused the outage through a botched deployment, and that he had figured out the real cause and tried to stop me. He made me out to be incompetent, and they believed him. Despite my manager defending me, I was given a verbal warning. Shane, meanwhile, got commended for saving the company from disaster. I was furious, absolutely livid. Later, Mel called and told me that Shane had bragged to her about putting that smart-ass punk in his place. His real issue was that he thought I disrespected him by taking over his guru role. I joked that she should have recorded the call, and she laughed, saying Skype shows when you're recording, so he never would have admitted it. That's when I got an idea. A few days later, I messaged him on Skype and asked if we could talk. He said sure. When the call started, I hit record, and the notification popped up. I asked him straight up why he lied about me and whether he had a problem with me. He acted innocent and said I was overreacting. Then I stopped the recording and told him it was off. That's when he dropped the act. He said, "You need to respect your seniors. I've been here 40 years and I'm not letting some new guy make me look bad. I'd do it again if I had to." I let him finish and then said, "You ever heard of OBS? Maybe Google it." And I hung up. Minutes later, he started messaging me nonstop, begging me not to use the real recording. He said if he got fired, he'd lose his retirement and his health insurance. I told him he should have thought about that before trying to ruin my career. I sent the evidence to HR and my manager. A few weeks later, Shane was fired. He tried to take early retirement to keep his benefits, but it was denied. A few months later, Mel told me he'd passed away, heart failure, related to his health issues. With no income and no insurance, he couldn't afford the medical care he needed. It hit me harder than I expected. I didn't want him to die. I just wanted him to face consequences for what he did. I still think about it sometimes. Maybe I went too far. But then I remember. He was perfectly willing to destroy my career just to protect his ego. If there's one thing I've learned from this, it's that I'll never treat a new employee the way he treated me. Maybe breaking that cycle is the only good thing that came out of it.